Okay, welcome to another vintage video. And today we're playing some Fair Blue Bazaar, as people have been calling it. Mainly, we've got a Psychic Frog in here. Okay, um, so I'm sure you know it by now, but 2 mana, 1/2. Whenever it hits them, you draw a card. So it's like an Ophidian, and you discard a card, put +1/+1 counter on this, and then exile 3 cards from your graveyard to give it flying for the turn. So we've got our 4 Bazaars over here. And then we've got like a mini Bazaar package in 4 Little Lizards, 3 Master of Deaths, 4 Vengevines, and 4 Hollow Ones, and 4 Sneaky Snappers as well. And then we've also got like a Deathrite Shaman, Collector Oof, Psychic Frog, Force, Blue Power package for a bit of a fairer game plan. I've added Loam to the main deck. So we've got some fetch lands, we've got some wastelands and strip mines. And then post board, I've got two Besages to support that. And then we've got some other bits and bobs as well: negations, energy flux, steel sabotage. I've got to pick your poison, a card that I think should be better than it ever performs. 3 vigors, 2 decays, 2 okos. So Fabio, fellow London gamer, has played a bit with this and enjoyed it. I've made a couple of changes, mainly the loam and the pick your poison. I want a main deck Besagio. I'm just not sure what the cut is. It could just be this Bayou actually, but then I've only got like 3 mana producing lands, so it seems a bit rough. I could go down a Wasteland. Maybe we should try that actually. So we've got like a main deck Disenchant. This is still a Wasteland effect for those like Bazaar and Saga matchups. And 3. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna run that. Sorry. So yeah, that's what we're gonna play, I think. Pick your poison is interesting because it's cool oath tech, and it can kill sagas and stuff. Because yeah, one of the things with a lot of these Bazaar decks at the moment is their oath matchups are just unplayable. And I think this falls into that category as well. But we'll get into a league and we'll see how we do with this slightly fairer, slightly more old school. Like reminds me of like the old Hogak decks from a few years ago, where you're on death rights and not quite so Bazaar reliant in all of your openers, right? Like if we can curve Deathrite, Ancestral, Oof, we're probably in a good spot. Okay, round 1 we're on the play against Moon Madness. And the traffic's like going off today, it's insane. So we're on the play against Moon Madness. Let's see what we start with. We've got Bazaar, we've got a turn 1 Vengevine into a Wasteland, and then maybe later we'll have a Collector Roof. So this looks like an easy keep. We're pretty weak at getting the Vengevines into play. And when I was looking at the list, I was like, do we need to be playing the Vengevine thing? Can we just be like playing some Bazaars and bringing back like some Poxwalkers or some amalgams or something like that? Maybe not amalgams. Amalgams we need to go a bit deeper. But maybe just like this should be Poxwalkers instead, because then you only need 1 lizard to trigger it. But then actually you're only triggering off of lizards, aren't you? Not off of the other stuff. So it seemed all very tight. And my concern going into this is, are we just doing all of the plans a little too poorly? Versus if you completely commit to Bazaar or completely commit into Bug, right? But hey, we're gonna learn. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna see how we get on. So they've revealed a chance of the Annex, which is going to counter one of our lizards. Chance of the Annex means we're up against mono white or oops or all spells. Mono white we're probably good against at the moment. Oops, we're just dead on board, so that's quite cool. Lizard. So we'll just discard 2 lizards and a Vengevine. This Mox Emerald is a huge draw, to be honest with you, because it means we're going to have a turn 2 Collector Roof if we want it. And I will play the Emerald now, just in case they play a Bauble on 1. So, there we go, Chancellor triggers, that's all done. And now we get a Blazing, or a Basking, sorry. So we've got no Blazings, we've just got a Basking. Let's pop that into play. We'll pass the turn, attack for 4. We'll hold the Lizard for a moment, just in case our Vengevine trades off. And then next turn we can bring it back if we want to. So, opponent has got a Chrome Mox. So oops all spells and we're dead. Remember, we are a Force of Will deck, despite this opening. Chromox pitches the Chancellor as we would expect, and now it's Mana Crypt, okay. This oof looks like it's going to get good into a White Plume Adventurer, okay. White Plume gets basic planes, which we can assume they play, unless they've got like a Wasteland or something. So Plains gets revealed. Plains is the play. Do you have a Vexing Warble as well? Yeah, cool. So good job that we played out the Emerald. Let's go get dirty. We don't have a basic land to get off the initiative. But we do get this Vengevine back at least. How do we do this? I don't think I want to attack with the Lizard. So let's attack with the Vengevine. Because if I attack with the Lizard and they block, and they call the bluff on the Lizard, that's not very good for us. If they block here, then we get the Vengevine back straight away. Blocking... No, they're giving us the initiative. So that's cool. The initiative ticks up. We don't have a basic land to go and get. I don't think I'm activating Bazaar here now. I might activate Bazaar if they strip it, but I'm going to go Underground Sea, and I'm just going to cast a Collector Roof, which is going to turn off all of this shit. And they're back down to one basic land with 3 cards in hand. We're now out of green mana. Mana Crypt flips, opponents at 12. We've got a nice little chump block with this Lizard. And then we have to make some considerations going forwards. They're at 9. Plow will just kill the Collector Roof and turn on the Lizard, but I think that's fine. They're going to come in for 3. We're just going to chump block with the Root Waller. Let's move to the correct phase to do that though. Cool. So turn 2 Collector Roof off of the massively top decked Emerald earlier. Remember, this White Plume is going to untap. And no land drop the opponents, they're basically dead. They do untap, but I get a trigger, right? So I get to put 2 counters on my Collector Roof. So we'll forge up here. And our opponent's conceded the game. Cool. What do we want against mono white? Oko might be good. Abrupt Decay will kill is our answer to Containment Priest. I'm concerned about casting Abrupt Decay, but that's a story for another day. They are a Tabernacle gamer usually, so we can consider this sort of shit. On the draw, do we want like a negation? Not really, I always hate that. Pick your poison. What does that do? It kills a land, kills an Archon. So Force of Wills are typically quite bad. Mental Missteps typically unplayable. Maybe Pick Your Poison can come in. Maximum lands 162 at the moment. So let's cut Pick Your Poison and one more card. Maybe just a Beseiju. Yeah, because they don't have much in terms of artifacts and enchantments today. And if we're cutting the Force of Wills, and the reason I'm cutting the Force of Wills is it means we just don't have to care about what they're doing, and we'll let them do their thing, and then we'll try and oof them out or Oko them. Or bring back some snackers to gain the initiative, that sort of thing. That's my idea there. Maybe that's really bad on the draw, actually. Now that I've pressed submit. But I think it's okay. Like rather than trying to beat them on the stack, we're going with the idea of that we're going to beat them on the board, which they play 2 faster. But actually, no, that means I really need a Bazaar hand, doesn't it? Which I do have, but this is not a Bazaar gaming hand. Okay, yeah. I screwed it up quite a lot. Right. Now that I get this opening hand, I hate everything that I've done with this deck in sideboarding. That's okay. Does that mean this is a mulligan? Turn 2 Collector Roof against mono white is exceptionally slow, especially through a Chancellor. Turn 1 Bazaar with nothing to discard makes our Oof and Frog slower. I think I'm going to mulligan. That hand's not going anywhere. This hand's cracked, so we'll keep this. We will bottom Mox Emerald. And say done. Yeah. This dies to a bauble exceptionally hard. If they go turn 1 bauble, we're in a lot of trouble. But based on them seeing Collector Roof, there's a good chance they don't have many baubles now. So Black Lotus, Ancient Tomb, Chrome Mox. This is a 7-card keep from a mono white gamer, which is, I don't know, equally as frustrating to play against as a 7-card Bazaar opponent. Trinosphere, okay. Do you have something to do with that? Okay, cool. Let's just concede so that they can't see everything that's going on. I'm on the play now, though. Do I want this shit? Is Deathrite good against mono white? Not really. Misstep's bad. What's the blue count like? Very new deck and new sideboarding. I like the idea of just playing permanent base, but they played it a lot better than me. That's 19 blue cards. That's got to be cracked. Collector Roofs kill them really quickly. Yeah, maybe this is better. But then we're cutting a lot of blue sources to cast the frog with. But I think that's like a minor part of our game plan, right? Yeah, maybe that sideboarding was just horrific. That opening hand from them was clearly fucked up, though. That's clearly exceptionally cracked. I think sometimes you've just got to accept that. That was turn 1 Peacekeeper, turn 1 Trinosphere. You're not beating that in many games, are you? So yeah. Okay, game 3 on the play. We've got this. Let's keep it. I assume I'm supposed to keep Ancestral Hands. Depends on what the opponent does. I assume I'm supposed to Ancestral here and just assume I'm drawing another blue card, right? Chance the Annex gets revealed, Leyline of the Void gets revealed. Did I bring in any removal for Leyline? I don't know if I did. Let's cast this Mox then and pay. Yes. And now I can just Ancestral here and now. And we do another Force, another blue card. We've got a Mox Jet as well, so I'll cast that. And we can counter their first spell, and then we can cast Psychic Frogs and Vengevines. And that might do the job. That might just do the job. So they've got a Mox Jet, which is fine. And a Mox Pearl. Mox Pearl's questionable, right? Mox Pearl we might want to counter. But I think I'll counter the payoff. So I think I'm pitching Force to Force here because I want to deploy the frog. So, okay, well, get fucked then. Oh, Jesus. That's really annoying. I could have countered that Pearl. Ugh. Oh, no plays. Okay, so just got a Containment Priest in hand. Fine. Uncounterable Containment Priests are fine because all of our creatures are bigger than Containment Priests. That's interesting, isn't it? So what happens if I just hardcast a Vengevine here? Nothing good, I don't think. So I think I'm going to cast Psychic Frog. And I've got Force of Will to protect the frog with. And this Hollow One and Vengevine can just turn into frog food, right? Now we'll pay 1 life to go and get an Underground Sea. And we will double Stone Rain them. And double Stone Rain ourselves. But we've just got the creatures in play and they haven't. So they're going to float a white here. Oh, no, they're not. They're thinking. Floats white. Plows my frog. I'll Force of Will the plow. And see what they think of it. Do you have anything else to do? Solitude, further plows, all of that will be good. But now we've got basically a 3/4 Psychic Frog to try and get through in this game. They've got Cavernous Souls on human. They play a Mox Emerald, which can't activate for mana, Ancient Tomb, and nothing else. So we can never attack with this Collector Roof, right? Just because of Containment Priest coming in and eating it. And we kind of want them on no mana. So let's attack with the frog. Do you have any plays to make? Nope. Okay, so we will stand by on pumping it for now. Hollow One. Okay. I'm going to cycle a Hollow One. So I'd like to draw a Wasteland, ideally. Nope. Okay, so we'll play a Misty and we'll pass the turn. We can cast Sneaky Snacker next turn. That's not like the greatest ever play, but it's certainly one of the plays we have available to us. Opponent's still not flashed in their Containment Priest. Maybe they don't have it. Okay, they just conceded the match. Cool. We win. Collector Roof against Mono White twice, basically, I think. Yeah, maybe I sideboarded poorly for game 2, especially on the draw. And Force of Will clearly showed its worth game 3. So yeah, maybe it's just one of those things, right? When you pick up new decks, and it's like, how do I sideboard? How do I approach this matchup? Yeah, interesting stuff. I'll see you for round 2. Okie dokie nerds, round 2 of our league here with this blue fair Bazaar deck, and we're up against Lord of Lifegain, who in my mind is a bug gamer. We've got quite a cool opener, double cycle, so like 3 cards that don't do anything, 2 Bazaars, 2 Snackers. So we'll keep this. Pray they don't have turn 1 death, right? And then we'll see how we do. We're on the draw, so not ideal, because this hand looks vulnerable at best, doesn't it? Yes, we're going to get 4 power into play. Yes, we're going to get a lot of filtering. But it could be tough. It could be tough. So they mulligan to 6, and they've got a turn 1 Sylvan Library, which is not great for us, but it's about as good as it gets for us, because they haven't found a Wasteland yet. They haven't played a Deathrite Shaman. All this stuff. So let's play a Bazaar and activate a Bazaar. I imagine we're discarding 2 Snackers and an Oof here, unless we see something else. Yeah, there's a Lizard, so let's chuck that nerd into play. So cast Rootwaller, cast Hollow One. And we've got the second Bazaar rolled up. We've got a misstep for their Deathrite or their Ancestral. Library triggers, and this kind of board state is going to check the library somewhat. But it's also quite a lot of good effect for them. They've paid 4 life there, going down to 16. Okay, this is a lot of filtering and search. They've just taken it, just all 8 damages. Tarmogoyf, 1, 2. Okay. Fine. Do we want to activate now? I don't think so. I think I want my card first. Yeah, so then I get Tropical Island. Do I want to play Tropical Island? I think I want to attack first. Maybe I should activate first, actually. Never mind. Let's just get in for 4. Opponent can't really block here. I'll force a Vigor, pitching Collector Reef. Sure, that's fine. It's fine. Your timer goes to 3-4 now. That's not an issue. Let's activate Bazaar. Vengevine can go. Second Bazaar can go. Collector Reef can go. So we get 2 Sneaky Snackers into play. They've got a 4-5 Tarmogoyf. But they are at 12. So they're going to start getting kind of pummeled, you would imagine. I think if they play a 1-drop as well, though, we are going to be paying life to the misstep, because the bug gamers have been playing an increasing amount of days, from what I know. So this Sneaky Snacker is an effect that people aren't used to. Out of the Bazaar decks, right, as we don't usually have access to flying. Yeah, so they've trophied our Bazaar. This is just a basic land, right? Not a basic land type, yeah. For shame. Never mind. But now, if the game continues like this, and we're all just trading points of, like, increments of 4, then we're really far ahead. We'll just take our 4. Especially if this frog resolves. If this frog resolves, then the Tarmogoyf is tiny. They've got 3 cards in hand, though, so not confident in the frog resolving. Let's play Trop. I'm going to cast the Emerald, see notes about days previously. And then let's go get an Underground Sea. And cast a Psychic Frog. Blue and black, please. They have Force, yeah, they've got Force of Will. Pitching Spell Pierce. Not an issue at all. We're going to get in for 5. I've got another Frog for next turn. They're at 6. So next turn we'll be post-combating the Frog because they can't attack due to the presence of the Lizard. And this was always the fear about Sneaky Snacker, right? Is if they have a Wasteland. Imagine we didn't have the second Bazaar, which we obviously discarded. But that second Bazaar activation is what makes the Sneaky Snacker good, and that's not always a guarantee in this format. There's so many Wastelands about. So they've got a Psychic Frog of their own. Which they'll be able to use to eat a Sneaky Snacker. A Tarmogoyf doesn't attack. I've got a Deathrite Shaman. Okay. Let's play Psychic Frog, I guess. Yep. So we'll play Psychic Frog pre-combat, I think, because this way this might be a little bit weird, but I can shrink my graveyard enough that no, okay, I fucked it up. That's fine. Let's get in with the Sneaky Snacker. I was thinking I could get my graveyard empty, but I can't. Because if I could get my graveyard empty, then we'd be able to trade Lizard for Tarmogoyf. That's not something I can do. So a Psychic Frog takes to the skies to get into combat with one of my snackers. They're going to take 2 here. And probably discard a card. They discard Demonic Tutor. That's got to be nice for us. Yeah, that's fine. That's all good. I'm happy with that. Opponent goes to 4. We'll cast a Deathrite Shaman. Oh, I fucked it all up. I had a Vengevine coming back. Jesus wept. Just completely forgot about Vengevine. It's not a card I've played with much before Vengevine, that's why. That was horrific. I think we're still in a great spot, but that was really not great. Poof. Tough day out. Just for complete clarity, and this is what I'm going to blame it on for now, is that I have been sick in bed for many a day at this point, and we're just getting hopefully to the back end of it. But ugh, that was questionable at best. Okay. So they can't take to the skies with the frog, but they also just can't beat anything, right? Put this here. So I'm gonna attack with everything, obviously, but I can get lands out of the graveyard for now. Okay, we win. Cool. So we were gonna take to the skies, and that was gonna be cool. Against Bug, I would like more lands. I would like more Okos. I'd like a pick your poison. That will trade cleanly with a ley line. That's 7 cuts though. 7 cuts. I don't really want to play the Bug game against Bug because that's not what I'm winning. Oofs are very bad. Do I want a Vigor? Vigor's really bad, isn't it? They've just got Leyline. I've already got Beseiju, Pick Your Poison, Beseiju, and the fact that I'm not quite as graveyard reliant as we used to be. Loam seems cracking. Maybe Master of Death. Actually, I think the Snackers go before the Masters. So maybe 2 Snackers, something like that. My Vengevines are looking worse and worse by the minute. I don't think I'm allowed to cut Vengevines. Or maybe I can just do like 1 Vengevine, 1 Snacker, 1 Lizard. And we can just have like a proper shit deck. Yeah, I think we're just going to try and hire all of them. And just trim across the Bazaar package. So, on the draw, I'm wondering if I feel a little bit burned from that game 2 against Mono White, because I do like the idea of cutting Force of Wills against Bug. Like, none of our cards ever matter, and then they just all trade off and someone dies. This hand looks great. If they leyline us here, that'd be really funny. My hand doesn't care about a leyline. I'm going to keep this Force of Will and Deathrite Shaman. No leyline from the opponent. I can't believe I forgot I had a Vengevine. So, Verdant, Emerald, and pass. And then I've got Force of Will. That's an Abrupt Decay. Let's cast a Mox Jet. Let's cast a Deathrite Shaman. That gets through. We'll play a Wasteland, I think. And we'll pass there. I'm going to hold the Lotus because if they resolve a Collector Reef against us, or if they just Assassin's Trophy my Lotus or this sort of thing, that would be annoying. And it's also trying to maintain this discard equity for the Bazaar as well going forwards, because Decay and Force of Will are likely to be good. I know what you DT for here if you're the opponent. DT'd for something else, it's just going to be Ancestral. So that's fine. They fetch now. I've got Force of Will, so I will force an Ancestral. They've got 5 cards in hand. This Ancestral's already cost them 1 card. No, it's now just 2 for 2. Yeah, that's fine, I think. So let's eat your Verdant. Make a blue. cast Time Walk. Play Bazaar and take the next turn, right? That's a Master of Death, which is quite cute. So I think we'll just try and like Stone Age them slightly, and that we'll Wasteland their Underground Sea. We'll eat their Underground Sea to add green, and now we'll Abrupt Decay your Mox Emerald and pass the turn. And we've got the Master of Death, so we can start like end step Bazaaring and stuff. But they've now spent a bunch of cards to not resolve an Ancestral. We've taken them off of green mana, so they might want to build back into that. They've got a Wasteland. I will flip my Bazaar here. Let's give it a quick spin, see what we get. Pick your poison, Oko, Master of Death, Lotus. Let's discard these ones. And we're now a land away from casting Oko. We get a Master of Death back, which we can cast at some point if we want to. Abrupt Decay, cool. Let's pass the turn then, and hopefully we'll draw some lands at some point. Opponent's on 4 cards. Maybe the activation's really bad. I had a Lotus, but I need to find something to do, don't I? I know how the bug gamers do this, and that they just always have, multiple bits of power and a land drop every turn. Seems unfair. They play like 30 lands or something. So, Foil Tropical Island. Psychic Frog. Okay. Psychic Frog's fine. In their end step, we're just going to exile my Bazaar of Baghdad. Can't exile their land because of the frog. So we'll get green, black, and we'll decay your frog. So that's now dead. And now our turn. We draw another Deathrite Shaman, which we'll cast. Because that's going to cast Oko next turn, if it resolves. And I'm going to yield an attack. Okay. Opponent's on 3 cards, we're on 2 cards, but we've got the double Deathrite. They have another frog. No, they've got Strip Mine, which doesn't really impact us at the moment. But okay, Boseiju Who Endures. I'm going to exile their Misty Rainforest. And add blue. I'm going to exile their Wasteland to add green. And I don't think I'm going to play around days here. I think I'm just going to cast the Oko. And that just gets in. So we'll create a food. I'm going to hold my Boseiju for such delights as Sylvan Library and that sort of thing. Sylvan Library, Pithing Needle, that sort of stuff. Force of Vigor, my food, and my Mox Jet. Okay. Exiling Force of Vigor. They've got 1 card in hand. That's a Sapphire there. So over to us. I could just go Land Lizard. Yeah. Land. Cast a Lizard. Make my Lizard a 3/3. And then attack for 2. Oh, they're stripping me now. Okay, then I won't attack for 2. So activate, yeah, so I can dome them for 2 on end step, and I can also cast my Master of Death next turn, so that's fine. Sorry, I'm going to sort out my graveyards so it makes it so it's a bit clearer. So that's their graveyard at the top, mine on the bottom. But their Strip Mine there gives us the amount of lands we need to exile one and their ancestral to deal 2 damage, and then exile 2 to cast a Master of Death. Oh no, I don't have a land anymore, so that's not true. My bad. So exile your Strip Mine for black. Exile your ancestral for 2 damage. Opponent's at 15. Who's the bug gamer now? Hey. So I've activated Oko. I'm going to attack for 3. Opponent's got 1 card in hand. How good is it? Well, I guess I could have Tabernacle, right? Although Oko beats Tabernacle. So I'm going to post-combat make a frog here, for sure. Yeah, opponent takes 3. They're at 12. I'd like to exile my Wasteland to make a blue. I would like to exile my Vesaiju to make a black. Cast a Psychic Frog. Discard Master of Death. You'll go. Cool. Timing on that's bad, but you know, who cares? Look at the combo. Look at the combo. I'm gonna pay a life to make my frog bigger every turn. Whew. Tasty, tasty stuff. So, opponent draws a card. They're up to 2 cards in hand now. They draw another mana source, means they've got 5 mana to cast something big and scary. It's like a dig. Lorien revealed. Nice. They're up to 3 cards in hand now. But I think that they're just going to die, right? I get my Master of Death back. Combo. This is a synergy. Or is it a combo? Who knows? Who knows? I'm pretty sure this is the most powerful thing you can do in Vintage, though. Cool. We draw a Polluted Delta. So, discard a card to the frog. Elk the food. Attack the opponent for 10. And then we can go and get a black source and kill them with Deathrite. What fun. What great fun. So it's cool though. Gaming hard against Bug. They might have a pitch spell here to kill something with. Maybe they're testing out Flare of Malice or something like that, but doesn't look like it. So let's go Delta, pay a life, pray we've got mana left over. Yeah, we have. Deathrite Shaman's going to eat my Force of Will, please. That one's safest. And we win. We win the match. So we outbugged Bug. Did we activate a Bazaar that game? We did, and I'm not even convinced it was correct too. But good stuff. See you for round 3. Okay, round 3 against QXXB. We've won the die roll again. And this deck's been pretty good so far, isn't it? We've kind of grinded quite hard. And what have we got here? Life from the Loam? Okay, Lurus Gamer though over there. So we'll keep this. Loam, Force of Will, Psychic Frog, Sapphire, Walk. Christ. Man, maybe I should play these mana sources more often. This is sick. Lead was Bazaar though, that seems obvious. Give me a Moxjet. Oh, so unlucky. So, Loam. Oh shit, what are we discarding? Maybe it's just like Walk. Loam. Oh, fuck. Okay, so Loam is easy. I can see discarding Time Walk, although I can walk next turn. So I'm supposed to discard both Force of Wills. They're frickin' Lurus, right? They never have a spell that you need to counter. Well, what if we discard Loam, Frog, Force of Will, And then I've got, oh no, I don't like discarding the frog. A lone walk, force of will. But I can walk next turn. Lone wasteland? No, because wasteland casts time walk. Lone force sapphire? I'm so far away from casting this frog. But I can walk into a black source at any moment. And a green source basically fixes for the frog as well, because I've got loam. I need to keep the wasteland because of Urza's Saga. Might even... This is too hard. Loam force frog. Cast sapphire. Next turn, play wasteland and walk. Untap. Draw an underground sea. Cast frog. Don't have a blue card to force it through with. Die. So, or Loam discarding 2 force of wills. Seems shit. Loam force of will. Sapphire. I don't like discarding the sapphire. So let's discard force of will. I think I'm just going to discard time walk. Ugh. If I can time walk next turn. If I discard force of will, force of will. I'm going to do that. I'm going to discard both my forces. Loam, discard 2 forces. Cast a hollow one. This might get forced. It doesn't. Let's cast a sapphire to get around a bauble. That gets through. Okay. So we can time walk next turn into a frog and a wasteland. So this might be awful, but it's the play we've made. We played around bauble. I'm just going on the assumption that they don't have good cards in their decks. They're playing Lurrus, so that may or may not work. And the reason I've tried to keep hold of this frog is that the frog's just such a big threat that if it gets through, it's probably going to dominate. And the frog keeps the Bazaar like kind of juiced up. So they've got a wasteland for a Bazaar. It looked like they had something to do there. They wasteland me, that's fine. And it looks like they're going to have an ancestral in our upkeep. Unless they've actually got something to do with the sapphire mana. Yep, so over to us. And I'm expecting an upkeep ancestral here from them. Yep. Our draw step is going to be an actual card. Vengevine. Bang on time. So let's get in for 4 then. Attacking. And then, yeah, and then it's just Wasteland Walk. Maybe I put too much stock in how good a Time Walk is. But I just thought Time Walk's another 4 damage and another look to cast our Psychic Frog with. But that might have been poorly thought out, and really having Force of Will and Frog in hand would have been better. I'm going to attack for 4 and then cast this Ancestral Recall. I can't imagine it's resolving though. Actually, I think I need to hold the Ancestral, don't I? Because they do play negations. They've got 8 billion cards in hand, so I think I'll wait and chill out for a moment. See if we can get them to commit mana to stuff. Urza's Saga just doesn't resolve here. I've got an untapped Wasteland. So Tundra. They've still got 8 cards in hand. Mox Opal, interesting. Okay, so they're on like a Turbo Vault key list. Mox Emerald. Have they got like a PO to go with this as well? Because that'd be very powerful. So our collector reefs are very good then, is what we've learnt. Merchant scroll. Okay, I guess that gets like a PO or something. What if it gets spell pierce and I'm just an idiot? Yeah, maybe that was really bad. Gets PO. Okay. Well, I'm going to cast Ancestral then on there in step. I was hoping to do it in response to their PO, but they didn't have PO, they had Merchant for PO. Does my Ancestral resolve? They need Spell Pierce or Force of Will. Force Negation doesn't work. Flusterstorm would work as well. I wonder if I'm supposed to Wasteland Tundra here to try and keep them off 4 mana. Maybe the line was actually supposed to respond to the Merchant when they had 1 less blue card in their hand. Because are they thinking because their hand is PO, Force, and 4 non-blue cards? I don't know what those 4 non-blue cards could be that they couldn't play this turn. That's not even true. They could have played a Saga this turn and just got it stripped. So opponent's got some costs. If this PO gets through, we're in a lot of trouble. Do they play Bowmaster? I don't think so. So opponent's really in the tank about our Ancestral, aren't they? Vampiric Tutor. Okay. That's an interesting response. How do you get in at instant speed if you're them? How do you get into this pile? Into this Vamp at instant speed? I wasn't expecting Vamp. So they are playing black cards. So maybe they've just vamped for a PO so that they can now Force of Will this PO. They just had a Spell Pierce. Okay. Really weird. Really weird. I don't know what the big tank was there. I won't Dredge a Loam. I will play a Bazaar. Play Bazaar of Baghdad. Activate it. I won't Dredge a Loam. I won't Dredge a Loam. So Sneaky Snacker, Vengevine, and I've got to choose one of these two. I guess I just keep the Bayou just because that can cast Collect Roof going forwards. So attack for 4. And I think I'm just going to strip mine our opponent's Tundra. Just in case they're struggling for mana. But I think we're just going to die next turn anyway because they vamped, right? I played a Bazaar. Okay, fine. So I assume that they vamped for like Time Vault or something like that. My opponent's going to draw a lot of cards here. We've got a Black Lotus. What's our sideboard like for this sort of matchup? Sabotage, Flux, Decay, Boseiju, Vigor, Wasteland. So very much turning into like a bug gamer. They've got Caracas in there. So this looks like their PO. So they're going to draw 4 cards. That's fine. I'll put my sideboard away for a moment. They've got 10 cards in hand. I've got nothing to do, so I'm just going to let them crack on. I can't imagine we're going to get another turn here. I think this looks like we're dying. If we do get another turn, do we have anything good to do? Not really, no. Well, we can Dredge Loam, actually. But that's not really achieving anything. It's achieving less than nothing, so it's not letting us sneak and snack either. So opponent just has to basically execute a combo at this point. I wonder what they vamped for then. And I wonder why they vamped then. Really, really interesting tank, because I just don't know what that means. So Lurrus comes in. Lotus off of Lurrus. And then nothing else there. So maybe we do Dredge Loam. I've got a Bayou in hand. Let's play Bayou. Let's cast Loam. That got through. Let's attack for 4. Opponent's going to go to 2. They've got 6 cards in hand. Maybe that was awful actually because I don't get to sneak and snack. Interesting. I'm going to activate this. And I'm not going to dredge loam. And I'm not going to dredge loam. I'm going to discard. I misclicked. I didn't mean to keep Bazaar. I wanted to keep the frickin' oof. Ugh. Never mind. Never mind. That's very annoying though. I just wanted the collector roof, but I clicked too fast, too hurriedly, and not particularly carefully. So we're going to give our opponent a bunch of time here. They've got 7 cards. Caracas, Lotus. This looks like a Lorien. Yeah, 9 cards in hand. Do we want to dredge loam this turn? So the good thing about dredging loam is it like kind of feeds the Bazaar, right? I get more Bazaar selection, but it means I'm not bringing my snackers back. And I think my snackers might be a good way to close out this game. Although our opponent's just going to kill us at some point. So maybe actually holding the Bazaar is really good. Because that's an uncountable way through a Vault Key combo. So maybe that's actually a thing that we need to consider. And this turn I can bring back a snacker. They recast Lotus from Lurus. We've got 8 cards in hand. Obviously we can just die at any moment. They probe me to see a Bazaar. 2 mana floating. And Lavinia. Okay, Lavinia's fine. And 2 Urza Saga. Cool. Lurus is going to attack me for 3 here. The opponent's going to go to 5. I don't know if they're going to block the... I'm not going to dredge loam. I don't know if they're going to block the hollow one. And what's more important to me, having a polluted delta or bringing a sneaky snacker into play? I guess I'll bring a snacker in. So no dredge, no dredge. Discard these 3. Madness out a lizard. So Lurus can't attack, sneaky snacker's in play. I've got a Bazaar for Time Vault Key. Oh, I think they're countering that. Funny. So Lurus can attack, I lied. So I think we'll just leave Sneaky Snacker to do the work then, after this turn. I wonder if that collector roof was ever resolving. So that would be obviously quite devastating for them if it was in my hand and I'd resolved it, but they've drawn so many cards I can't imagine it would have been. Opponent recast Lavinia, which is not irrelevant, but it's just there. Lurus is going to get in for 3, putting our opponent up to 8. And then we're going to move on to this sneaky snacker as a game plan, I think. Tundra. Lurus comes in. I'm not going to dredge loam this turn. I'm just going to take a regular run-of-the-mill draw step and make my game plan. A sneaky snacker 8 times or 4 times. It's a hollow one. So let's attack for 2 in the sky. Opponent's got 4 cards in hand. I wonder if I can actually even beat these Saga tokens. And they're just going to needle Bazaar. So maybe this isn't working. Maybe I've just been too passive with the Bazaar. Yeah, maybe that's true. They've been like loaming strip mines, but they've got all of this. I mean, that misclick on Collector Roof clearly devastating. The misstep on the lizard is funny. Lavinia means that my hollow ones don't resolve. And opponent makes another token. Got 5 cards in hand. What do you tutor here if you're them? They know about my Beseiju. They just got some rando mocks. I don't know which one. Oh, Soaring. Okay. Another PO probably puts us to bed. I think we're really far behind actually. I think I kind of just let them do too much and just passively sat, waited and watched. They've got a time vault, which is fine. Oh, they've got a Manifold Key and they've got a Lurus in play. So we lose. Cool. Cool. So I can destroy one of them and then lose. So I like Vigors. I like Decays, Okos, Wastelands, blah blah blah. I like all of this. I want that to be like organized slightly differently so I can see what I was trying to bring in. I like all these anti-artifact cards basically. Force Negation's not very good. Pick your poison. Maybe kills a Saga. So what happens if I like do the same again? We'll cut the forces, keep Misstep, come off of the snackers a bit, keep Loam, keep Vengevine, maybe trim. I can't trim the Master of Death in entirety, can I? Maybe I can. So a very bad Vengevine deck, but a very good, very big bug plan. Although, hang on. Vengevines, Lizards, Hollow ones. Force of Will, Force of Negation. Steel Sabotage. Mindbreak Trap isn't great, but playable. Master of Deaths. And then a Sneaky Snacker. Trim 2 Bazaars for 2 more Snackers. And then we like the Nutlow Bug deck. How bad is this? Should we give it a go? So we've got Loam and 2 Bazaars, and that's like fine. We've got a Loam Waste Engine. We've got Deathrite Shamans, Collector Reefs, Psychic Frogs, Okos. Master of Deaths and Sneaky Snackers aren't great, but they pitch to the Frogs and they trigger when we do find a Bazaar. I'm going to try this. I don't know if that's good. But you can imagine a sideboarding for some sort of Bazaar shit. And we just hit them with the old Balls Deep Bug Control deck. With some weaknesses and questionable card choices. But to be honest, against these Lurus decks, right, there's no reason why a 3 mana 3/1 can't take it down. They grind the game to such a halt. But look at their Containment Priests. They're so bad. I've got 3 Sneaky Snackers. I don't know if this is good, but I'm going to give it a crack. No Vengevines, no Lizards, no Hollow ones. Not in a place I like to be. Oh, that hand is atrocious, so I'm going to take a mulligan. This hand, fuck's sake. Dope sideboarding idea, possibly awful, but this is not remotely close to keepable, right? So it's mulligan to 5. Okay, this is also shite. I think I hold the Deathrite, right? Or do I just play Deathrite and rely on Beseiju? Deathrite's not very good. Like, in this matchup, in this moment, turn 1 Deathrite is not doing a lot. We'll play turn 1 Misty, and we'll hold Deathrite as a piece of Vigor pitching. I've got to put 2 cards back, though. So maybe, like, Bayou, Force of Will. Force of Will and Bayou can go. We'll just play Misty and pass the turn. Not excited about that. Not excited about that at all. Maybe my sideboarding's awful. It would have been nice to be able to give it a go though. But the mulligan to 5 is pretty savage. Opponent has Mox Emerald Wasteland, which is certainly an approach you can take. So over to us. We've drawn a Verdant Catacombs. I don't think we'll play. I'm fine with that. The longer we sit around and do nothing, the better it is for me. Just as I try and draw out of this mulligan. And they buy Lurrus. Okay. Do you have Lotus as well? No. Cool. Let's go ahead and wasteland their wasteland, I think. No, let's just play the wasteland. Just hold it for Saga. Okay. And they're not close to casting Lurrus at the moment. With their Wasteland Strip Mine Emerald mana base. That's a Mox Opal. Okay. That's a Time Vault. So let's figure these two in response. They've got a Force of Will back, that's fine. So, do I ever sage you the Emerald? I don't think so. They've got blue mana now. Oswald Biddlefender. Okay. So I'm just dead next turn. But I've got a Beseiju, so I'm not dead next turn. They've got Lurrus and one other in hand. The Deathrite Shaman, which I will now cast. Grabbing Bayou, I guess. And I can't strip anything because of Beseiju. We're going to lose. We are going to lose. Because I can't beat the Lurrus that's in their hand. So that's upsetting. So, float some mana. They're going to get a Manifold Key. And I'm going to get double stripped. It's going to be really hard to deal with. My sideboarding plan here might be insane, but I just thought I was like moving into all of this artifact removal, and to make space for it, we just cut the Bazaars and the Bazaar package. So they're going to tap their Time Vault, and I'm going to have to respond to that. Get a Tropical Island. And Beseiju your Time Vault. Yeah. I think if we keep a 7, and like obviously if we draw a good amount of disenchants, then we get there. But so I assume they're going to double strip mine me. I am then going to. I'm then going to strip mine their coloured source that they get here. And then nobody's got any colours. All of their artifacts are dead. So we actually do still have a game if they can't get to Lurrus. A land with a land with a basic land type. Only if they play an island. But clearly island would be good for them. They've got an underground sea. Okay. And Manifold Key doesn't untap anything. So they've got 3 cards. Demonic Tutor for Lotus. Lotus for Lurus. Okay. That will kill us. Imagine having DT behind. Good grief. They didn't get to Time Vault this turn, so I've got another draw step at least. Yep. But I can't kill a Lurus, can I? Oh yeah, I can. I can top deck an Abrupt Decay. They recast their Lotus. They've got 1 card in hand. We are looking to top deck an Abrupt Decay or, if possible, an Energy Flux. All of those would be cool. They wasteland my wasteland, okay. It's fine. So, Life from the Loam. Life from the Loam plays. So, Wasteland, Beseiju, Verdant. Wasteland, Beseiju, Verdant. Play Verdant and pass. Yeah, that plays because we can now Beseiju the Time Vault again. And we're in a bit of a lock where our opponent is going to... Oh, what do you Biddlefend for? You tap the Opal, you Fiddlebender, you get Pithing Needle, I guess. Pithing Needle my Beseiju. So I have to go in response to this. I have to kill the key. So you can't Needle my Beseiju. Which means I get another turn to look for Energy Flux or something. I know they can recast one of these, but they can only recast one of these. But this means we don't get Needled and die right now. Okay, opponent gets a Tundra. Let's see what they come with this time. If they don't get a Needle, we can do the same thing again next turn. But I assume they're going to Needle Beseiju. And put me back onto draw steps rather than Loams. There's a Needle. Yeah, they get Needle and then they name Beseiju. Beseiju Who Endures is the name. Opponent's got 2 cards in hand. They play the key. I will misstep the key actually, because that's just yet another turn that they don't have all their things. And then they play an island. It's over to Lurus attacking. We go to 12. We've got a whole turn though to find stuff, right? Is that true? They have to play both parts. They might have a second key, I don't know. But if they have a second key, that's a problem in their deck. So I get to take a draw step. That's the cool thing here. I will not loam. I draw Lotus. I wish I'd loamed. So let's just pass the turn and see if we survive. Should I have loamed? I don't know what I can get. Beseiju's dead and the rest of my loam targets are wastelands, so I don't think it matters. I think taking a draw step is way better. So they play the key from graveyard. They play an Urza Saga, which we can wasteland in the future. Deathrite Shaman not hitting artifacts is upsetting. Oswald Fiddlebender. Don't know what he's getting. Just a portable hole for my Deathrite. Fiddle bends away the Lotus. I wonder if there's not like an unearth enchantment that they can get here, is there? Yeah, just a portable hole. So we'll just eat their demonic tutor because that's all we can do. Yep. Man, this game's not even been like... I don't know how we've been so slow. Cool, over to us then. No loam because it kills us if we dredge loam. Collect roof is a bit of a banger to be honest with you in this spot. So let's wasteland there as a saga. Cast a collector roof. And it's our turn. It's their turn, but now we obviously don't die to Vault Key. But we don't die to Vault Key straight up. We do need to find a way to win this game. Psychic Frog would do a lot of work. They've probed us. And now they're fiddle bending again. Off of the portable hole, so I get Deathrite Shaman back. What do you get for 2 mana now? I thought you only had Time Vault. No, yeah, nothing. You've just given me a Deathrite Shaman. Maybe that's like to fuel a cruise or something? And leave Time Vault in hand. But then you just tap 2 lands, right? Now I might dredge a loam. I play a Mox Ruby. I play a Time Vault. No attacks with Lurrus. Is dredging loam good? I think so. Dredge loam. Loam back strip. Verdant Misty. So I just found a collector roof in my yard as well, which means I can gain 2 life. Kill their Tundra so their plows are dead. And now our Deathrite Shaman can like kind of start to take over. And we've just got to strip all their lands before we block a collector roof. Okay, so we take how many? 5 from this attack? Yep. We take 5. We take 5. Because we've got a collector roof in our graveyard. We're going to dredge loam again. Game may be on here. I don't know. They've got 2 cards in hand. They cast a Sapphire that doesn't work. End step, I eat my collector roof. To go to 9. Do I dredge loam? How do I create card advantage this game? I don't know. I need a frog. That's a Master of Death. That's basically a frog. So let's Verdant and fetch another Underground Sea. It's my final Underground Sea. We will play Master of Death, which is going to Surveil 2. Kind of cracked if you ask me. And look at the way it blocks that Lurrus. Good grief. These 2 cards I don't need at all. I'm looking for frogs. Do I want Bazaar of Baghdad actually? Bazaar of Baghdad is kind of cracked with loam actually, so let's do that. And then I don't need to run this collector roof into a Bowmaster. That doesn't seem like something we need to be doing right now. And then they don't have white mana for Plough. They can't attack because Master of Death. I mean, I'm gonna run this collector roof into a Bowmaster with my loam, aren't I? So, yeah, I'll block. Oh no, they get to recast it. No, they don't get to recast it. They haven't got a white source. Oh my god. This is it. This is it, right? This is the thing that you want to do. Is you just want to be. I want to pay 1 life, make a blocker, surveil 2. Oof, got all of that. Dredge Loam. Oh, that was really bad earlier, wasn't it? When I kept the Bazaar on top. Good grief. Let's play Bazaar of Baghdad. Let's activate it. I will not Dredge a Loam. And I will not Dredge a Loam. I will discard Misty, Lotus, pick your poison. And I will cast Master of Death. So many, many years ago, I'm out there playing Magic the Gathering, little old kid me, and my opponent has Squee Goblin the Bob and a Pariah's Shield on it. And I'm just like, this is just unbeatable. This is just unbeatable. And here we are, 25 years later, and I'm just playing the exact same lock in Vintage. How life goes round. Right, so obviously opponent can find Tundra and Plough and the game ends on the spot. They've got 3 cards in hand. They found a Tabernacle at Pendule Vale. Alright. We will return to strip blocking you then. They cast Mox Opal from the graveyard. Yeah, that's fine. You gonna attack? Nope. Okay. So, have I got any creatures? No. Have they got any creatures? Yes. Let's eat Fiddlebender then. Let's grab some life points. So, I will pay. Yeah, I'll pay 1 for everyone, I think. Yep, pay here. Pay here. And then pay here. And then we'll Dredge Loam. And then we will eat their Urza's Saga for green. And we'll loan back Wasteland, Beseju, Wasteland. They've got 3 cards in hand. We will play a Wasteland. And that's good for me. That is good for me. So yeah, Tundra Plough still beats us. Maybe I just want to Wasteland the Tabernacle so I can have Mindbreak Trap open for Tundra Plough options. Opponent's paying some costs. They've got a Mana Vault. That also doesn't work. Play a Lotus from the yard. Continues to not work. Cool. Lurus can't attack. Wasteland your Tabernacle at Pendule Vale. So I don't have to deal with that anymore. Now I've got Mindbreak Trap back online. I am going to Dredge a Loam, I think. Dredge Loam. Play Loam targeting Wasteland, Verdant, Beseju. And then we'll play. We'll play Beseju, I think. Oh no, we'll just play Wasteland. And now we'll pass the turn. Because we're just going to slowly grind them out. We've now got Mindbreak Trap open for their Plough if they find it. And at some point we can just start taking... start just like death writing them, casting some frogs. If we find another Master of Death, they can start attacking. I feel like we've got this under wraps at this point. Opponent's paying costs. Dress down. So that's something I want to trap, isn't it? Also, I need to actually exile your Tabernacle at Pendule Vale. make blue mana, and then trap this. And that worked. And that gets exiled as well. Lurrus can't attack. I could have activated Bazaar there actually. So let's dredge Loam so that we've got it back. That's another Master of Death. Let's activate Bazaar of Baghdad. So Emerald's bad. Catacombs is bad. Besage's bad. Let's play a Psychic Frog. Let's loan back Besage, Misty, Delta. Play a Wasteland. Wasteland, they're 2 lands. And then we can attack with the Master of Death at this point. Because this Psychic Frog's about to take over. Nice. And they need exactly Tundra Plow to win the game. And if they do that, they do that. That's fine. If not, then my Psychic Frog is going to get very big very quickly. They've got a Caracas. Did they have the Plow? Portable Hole. Fuck. We just lose. Distressing news. Distressing news. And then it's the age-old question of my opponents play glacially slow and we have a minute left on clock. Are they going to... It's just that question of how much does a trophy mean? You know, so they've got the Time Vault. I'm going to take my W. It confirms the rebuy. So... see what they can hit us with here. Paradox of Outcome for all the work. I wonder if they can kill me that quickly. I'm going to turn off all my auto yields. Vexing Bauble. I'm going to hold priority. And discard all my cards to my Psychic Frog. To set the standard for how big you need a creature to be. And we've got no plays. Oh no, I've got a Deathrite Shaman. Okay. That was cool though. That was a cool game, cool match. It's got Ancestral. They're doing all the things. Paper we lose, but Magic Online is a fickle beast. And yeah, so we do lose, but we'll take the match win just because Magic Online. Right, round 4 time. Okay, it's round 4. We're up against Care Bears here. And I'm a few hours removed from that last game. And I'm wondering if that's actually like a strategy that we can use in the future as we consider this deck going forwards. I appreciate that we timed out and we would have lost that game and match, but I'm wondering if that's actually a strategy we can build. Can we build a good enough sideboard where in some matchups, such as the Lurrus matchups, where they struggle against bugs so much, maybe we can be like kind of transforming out of this Bazaar package and into a more traditional bug shell. Thus, it's flipping what looked like a difficult matchup into maybe a positive one. Because that was a mulligan to 5 that last match, and it was very close, right? That second game. So anyway, Care Bears, we've got a keep on our hands here, so let's do that. Let's see what the opponent's got for us. No Lurrus revealed. And they have a Verdant. So maybe another Bug Gamer, maybe an Oath Gamer. I'm not sure how we do against Oath. It doesn't look great. Just in deck concept, but yeah. Deathrite Shaman. So peak Bug Gamership. Although not the most buggy of bug starts, right? Because it's no power, so really quite a weak bug start. So let's go with lizard, lizard. And I guess one of the death rights for now. Because I don't want to give them too much mana. I want them to work for their mana. Maybe I'm supposed to cast a death right to start with, just buy death right go. But then I get wasted, and then we're in some sort of mana battle. Okay, so good opener. The opponent may just have infinite vigors and stuff like that. So Underground Sea. Floats, floats, floats. And looks like they're going to have, yeah, Leovold. Yeah, cool. Leovold's fine. We can fight Leovold, I think. So let's go land, attack for 4. Because next turn we've got land, a Psychic Frog, or land, attack for 3. Let's cast a Deathrite Shaman. And now we're gaming. So opponent's got 4 cards, we've got 4 cards. We've got a slightly better, slightly worse board state. Depending on how you look at it. So obviously we can both control a Tarmogoyf at the moment, so Tarmogoyf's not particularly good for them. Wasteland on Bayou might have text. Yeah, that's what they're going for. And they've got Collector Reef, cool. And Collector Reef is just air, so that's fine. Now we enter that sort of Deathrite versus Deathrite matchup where no one can ever activate their Deathrite because the other person just fizzles the ability. Loam's really bad. Let's attack for 4, I think. They've just taken it. They're on 3 cards. Play a Misstep, play a Misty, and I think pass to their next turn. Okay, so I'm not sure how we, other than top decking land, I'm not sure how we progress from here. Another Collector Reef is kind of relevant because of the fact that they can double block the hollow one. Now, do I go for eat my Deathrite Shaman? I think I will. I think I'll fetch up a tropical island. And try and eat my Deathrite and see if they fight it. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. If they do, it's great for us because we get to play a frog. If they fight this. Opponent's having a think. Silver, Elderback, Prestige. Interesting picture. They've left up the basic forest so they could represent it, and they've gone for it. Oh no, they haven't. They've gone for land. Okay. Interesting. So what does that mean? They've got like an abrupt decay for something? Green. Green. Does green mean when it's at home? Oh, Beseju, my guy. Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a shuffle. Oh no, I actually get a land, don't I? That's exceptionally cracked. Cool. And they had Leovold, so they didn't even have to do that. Nice. They've got 1 card in hand. We've got a Lotus. So we can go cast Black Lotus. That can't be activated. Mother, I just completely fucked up then. Let's just play a frog then, I guess. So blue and black. That was exceptionally bad. That was exceptionally bad. Playing the Lotus there. But our frog should be able to dominate the game soon. And if they ever go for any of our cards, we can just like discard the loam and exile it or something. The loam's going to be really tough to do something with on this board state. So they're going after something here. How do I feel about that? I don't think that matters. I don't think them gaining life matters at all. I think I might... so I can discard loam on their end step. Put a counter on. And now I can dredge loam. And now I can cast life from the loam. They've got Spell Pierce. I've got a Misstep. Do you have another follow-up? No. Cool. Cool. And they've conceded to the loam. That was nice. Little Bazaar into Deathrite Bug Mirror. So I imagine it's going to be similar to what we had before, right? Like all of this nonsense. I don't think I want these other blue cards. Collect Roofs are notoriously bad in the Bug Mirror. Do we want all the forces? All the snackers? Let's try this out. Just a bit more removal. An Oko to go along with. What does this do? I mean, adding green is phenomenally crap. So I'm going to take a mulligan. And now we've got some cards. So we'll keep this. We will bottom, I guess, Beseiju. Could have even bottomed the Bazaar there, to be honest. Misty Rainforest. And go. Let's go Mox Emerald then. And cast a Deathrite Shaman. Opponent's fetching. If I get fetch days here, actually, it's really quite punishing. Brainstorm. No days. Much wasteland. And then next turn we get to cast a frog. So Misty from the opponent, nothing else. Let's go, I think we just go Eat Your Tropical. Make a blue. Play this. C. Cast a frog. And this is just yet another question for our opponent to answer. Psychic Frog. Because this will dominate the game if it resolves. So Force of Will pitching Treasure Cruise from the opponent. It's fine. We continue. And at some point, I'll have the cards to do some bazaring with. Opponent's main phase. They've got another trop. And that's it. Just another trop. Until you have more forces, because I've got more frogs. I wonder if they've got frogs in their deck. I've got so many frogs, man. Lord knows I've got frogs. Let's eat their Misty then. We want to go over after their graveyard rather than ours. So black and blue. Cast a Psychic Frog. That one gets in. And I will play my Misty. I think that's fine. So I feel like we're doing well. Strip Mine's fine. Strip Mine's whatever. Right, what flash cards can they have? They get in the way of my frog here. Maybe it's just like Abrupt Decay or Trophy or something. That's all I can think of. I won't show them the Strip Mine. Good grief. These blue cards are pretty sick to play with, aren't they? They're pretty darn cool. Quite addictive, I'm not gonna lie to you. I would like to attack for one. It's just one, bro. You can chill. Oh no. Hull Breacher? Would Hull Breacher make sense? So fetch another trop. So that's not Abrupt Decay. Green. What the fuck is this? Oh, Endurance. Let's cast Ancestral. Oh, that seems good. So that's going to land. They're going to target someone. They're going to target themselves. I'm going to eat their Misty. And then that's going to make a black. We're going to Abrupt Decay the Endurance. Everything's dead. Psychic Frog inbound. Do we want to hit them for 2? I don't think so. I think cards are good at the moment. Oh, the Endurance is still in their deck. That's brilliant. That's even funnier, actually. Now I think I'll just fetch Underground Sea, land. I know I could have rolled out a Bazaar here, but I feel like this is better. And then blue, black. That might be wrong. That might not be better, but and we'll hold the jet because the jet can be discarded to Bazaars or Frogs. And that was quite the match of bug, really, wasn't it? The bug mirror. That was fun. Yeah, just this second one I didn't activate a Bazaar the whole game, which is not normal for us. And then yeah, just kind of dominated it with Frogs and Deathrights, and then obviously top decking that Ancestral really put us forwards to another level. So that's great. Let's see for the final round. Okay, so final round, we're up against JCar77. We're on the play. Huh. What do you do with a hand like that? If my Ancestral doesn't resolve, we're kind of hurt. So let's pray our Ancestral resolves, I guess. I'm kind of struggling if that doesn't happen. I don't think there's any world where I can lead on a frog, though. That sounds maniacal. I think it's got to be Sapphire Ancestral Prey. Yeah. And then the next question is, when do I Ancestral? I presume I have to Ancestral on my turn just to make a land drop, right? Maybe I'm just baited by this power that I never get to play with. Because actually my payoffs are just, random Bazaar cards. So, who knows? Who knows if this is good? I think it's good, though. Sapphire Ancestral, Lotus, play Bazaar. fucking put loads of power into play. Yeah, yeah. I can't ever imagine I'm supposed to mulligan this. I think this is just one where it's, you know, if I play my Sapphire, cast my Ancestral, and it resolves, and I draw 3 more Psychic Frogs, then I just accept it. Sometimes that happens. But I think, yeah, just Sapphire Ancestral is where we're going to be. We're still waiting on our opponent, though. Okay, JCar77 has arrived. Let's play a Sapphire. Do I play a Lotus? I think so. And then I think I'm going to pass. I think I'm going to ignore my land drop idea. Ah, no, I'm not. That's a lie. Let's get Mind Break trapped. Why not? Whew. Okay. I don't really know how to deal with that information. I don't really want to put Collector Reef into play. I might cast a Root Waller, though. Cast an Emerald and cast a Lizard, I think. This is why you play Bug, guys. Because you're just so loaded up on power. Look at that. 4 bits of power and a fucking Lizard. Rah! Let's go. Yeah, I don't feel like Collector Reef looks great onto this board. That's why I didn't cast it. It might look great if they go like, you know, Workshop, Grin Monolith, the One Ring, that sort of thing. You've got a Mishra's Workshop. And they've got a Norod. So let's cycle our hollow one then. Yeah, reasonable draw. So is this like prison shops, I guess? Or maybe the list I was playing the other day, that like more Bazaar shops type thing? Could be either right now. So Deathrite Shaman, can't cast that. Bazaar of Baghdad activates. So let's go Sneaky Snacker, Collector Roof, Collector Roof. Attack for 1. Cast a hollow one. Okay, despite the cracked start, our opponent had the Null Rod. Let's see what they've got this turn. Basic Island. So on like a Wandering style Workshop control deck, I guess. We're going to get a Snacker into play next turn. We're going to get to waste their Workshop. They can't be on Jewel. They can't be on Relic of Sauron. What are they doing? Why is there an island? My confusion is through the roof. I don't really want to activate my Bazaar here. Oh no, I kind of have to, don't I? Just because of the... So Deathrite Shaman plus the 2 we draw, I guess is going to be our discards. Although Deathrite fixes for our Frog. So Sneaky Snacker. Maybe it's Sneaky Snacker Time Walk Frog. Yeah, I actually quite like that. Sneaky Snacker Time Walk Frog. Sneaky Snacker comes into play. Wasteland your Mishra's Workshops. Attack for 5. Oh, Flash Artifacts. Artifacts with Flash and no activated abilities. Someone help me out. That's what they've got. Artifacts with Flash. What is that? When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Squad 2. What the fuck is Squad? As an additional cost to cast this point, you pay additional 2 any number of times. When this creature enters the battlefield, create that many tokens, add 2 copies of it. Alright. It's a 1-2, right? Cool. I'll attack. So their workshop's dead. They did get to cycle it though with their flash speed creature. Good on them. But next turn we're gonna be able to play a Baseju, play a Deathrite Shaman, getting in the sky. I think this infiltratory thing has been getting played in like these blue Kappa Cannoneer style decks. But I'm surprised that they're also Norrod decks, you know? That's kind of interesting to me, that they'd still be a Norrod deck. Why aren't we playing any Delve spells? That's my question for you. Coming in with the Infiltrator there? No, cool. Opponent's just got an island. I've got Force of Will. Let's go for 4. Or 6, sorry. Bang, bang. And then we have to play a Deathrite, and then Deathrite's going to fix our mana as well. Opponent falls to 9. Play Baseju, play Deathrite Shaman. Discuss. Cool. Deathrite's in. If we ever draw another Bazaar, we've got another sneaky snacker. Just chilling out. Opponent could do with another land here to stay in the game. Wasteland. Sure, I've got Deathrite, bro. I'm not too stressed. I'm not too stressed about any of this. I really am kind of confused about their deck. But is it just Prison Shop splashing this guy? Like 3 islands and 4 of those? Or are they playing the Experimental Synthesizer thing? Is that what it's called? Experimental Synthesizer? 3 mana, scry 2? Well, we won anyway, so. I'm going to assume I want Decays, Okos, same as before, really. Just because every round I'm just sideboarding into Bug. Sneaky Snackers. No, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. Oh, Energy Flux sounds cracked, actually. Energy Flux and Steel Sabotage. Maybe we can get rid of a Decay. Misstep's likely bad against the Workshop deck, isn't it? Collector is likely bad against the Nullrod deck. I don't know who wants to be Nullrodding. Maybe we can just do like a Snacker, a Lizard, a Vengevine. Still need 2 cuts from here. I've got Vigors, so maybe Decays are bad. 1 more cut. Force of Will seems really good. Green count looks great. Let's just do sort by colour. Green count 10 plus 6. Blue count 8 plus 10 plus 2. I'm going to cut a Master of Death. And not know what's in my deck. Fine. Fine. Sort by mana value. Is it broken? I don't know. Is it just that Bug is good? Is that what's happened today? Never thought those words would leave my mouth, but hey. I've liked the loam. I've liked the life from the loam. I think that's been quite good for us throughout the day. Energy Flux looks like it should end this game if we find it. 1 Energy Flux is strange, so I feel like if you've gone that deep, maybe we could just play a second one. But okay, so game number 2. We've got a lot of pitch cards and a sneaky snacker. So hopefully they just like vomit out a bunch of stuff and we just vigor their brains into the ground. I think we are forcing Vexing Baubles at this point in the day. I think I'm there. Wasteland, sure. Wasteland is fine. Okay. Wasteland, go. Wasteland go works for me. Do we just go Verdant, Crack it, Deathrite? They then waste me. I top deck a land and cast a frog. Yeah, right. What do I want them to eat? Are we just the bayou? If they force this, I'm not forcing back. I don't think I am anyway. So now we've got the mana, right? So if they wasteland us, we're still fine. We've got a vigor. We've got a force of will to push this vigor through. What was this? Lorien revealed. Okay. If that's what you want to do. If you want to reveal a Lorien, you can. So yeah, I think we're in a spot here. All these pitch cards are good. They're paying some costs apparently. Do you need to play a land first, or is it just? So there's the island that we know about from the Lorien. There's the wasteland that we know about from the fact that they played it on turn 1 by cards. And then if you've got anything to do with island, no, nothing. So if we draw a mana producing land, that would be super sick. So I can just deploy a frog. No. I can draw a Bazaar, so that's cool. So let's play Bazaar. Activate Bazaar, and then struggle with the discards. Snacker, Bazaar, Vigor. That makes sense, right? So I've got force blue card, force green card. Do I want to attack? I think so. I'm happy with attacking. So we get a sneaky snacker back when we want to. We get a frog into play next turn. If we don't use it on this force of will. I think resolving frog's more important than resolving Oko. Strip mine doesn't matter. Yep. So I'm going to presume they don't have any plays now. Soul Guide Lantern. Okay, Soul Guide Lantern's fine. They're going to eat my sneaky snacker. They've got 4 cards, but I've still got Force of Wood and Force of Vigor. I can eat out of their graveyard to resolve a frog. And once the frog's been resolved, I don't know what else will happen. So let's exile their strip mine. Make a black. Play an underground sea, cast a frog. And force green card, force blue card remains online. If they try and exile my graveyard, then I can just take my frog to the sky. Although that doesn't really matter, right? That doesn't make a difference. So, Mishra's Workshop. Here we are. We found the big payoff. Nettle Cyst. Okay then. It resolves. We've got a Nettle Cyst. It is a 2/2. So the moment I get the opportunity to on my turn, my frog's taking to the skies. Yeah, they've let us do that, so that's great. Tropical Island. Let's exile Bazaar, Vigor, Verdant. Let's get in the air. In for 1, and we'll draw a card off of this as well. And we're just really bugging here, aren't we? This is just peak bug gaming. So let's play Tropical Island. We'll exile their wasteland. And the one of the big reasons we're going after their lands is that the Soul Guide only hits my graveyard. So let's make red make them think and make them sweat for a second, and then we'll just put Oko on the stack. And we still got force blue card, force green card. We have drawn well in that sense. So is this a spell pierce at last? No, they're going to draw a card off of that ability. Fine. Fine. And Oko resolves, we create a food. And we are officially gaming. They've still got a workshop, so obviously things can go wrong. Big things can happen. There's a Saga, probably can't let that trigger resolve, right? So let's just kill the Nettlecyst and the Saga, pitching this Death Right. Keeps Force of Will in play. Just the big old crunch. Cool. That worked. So they've got 4 cards. Sol Ring's fine. 5 mana. Or 3 mana. And they squadded this guy. So let's reread squad. They've got 2 cards in hand. I'll create that many token copies of it. So I guess I just counter this, because that's 2 creatures in play and a draw 2. So if I just counter that. Yeah, that worked. Cool. They've obviously got 2 cards left, but we're going to get a nice little frog in. Oh, sure, because I can take to this guy, so that's why it's not letting me just flip through. So, Force of Will. Let's make a food with Oko. I'd love to draw a blue card here. I'd love to draw a blue card. Opponent's got 2 cards left in hand. So I guess there's still lots of big scary things that they can have. Wasteland, that might limit the amount of outs that they have. Wasteland the Mishra's Workshop here. And pass back. So we did do a Bazaar activation in this game, didn't we? We just didn't get a lot from it. Another Workshop. 6 mana. Double squad again. Looks like it. It's a Wormcoil engine. I mean, I've never seen a bigger elk in all my life. So let's deal you 2 with the Alorian. Finding it kind of hard to like commentate on a freaking bug game. There's not really just point cards, click cards. Polluted Delta might. I think I still play lands outright. We're going to exile some cards to this guy. So we'll go to this guy's. I still want to leave a wrong land to exile though, Josh. That was pretty poor form. Pretty poor form if you ask me. Just because I'm playing Loam, right? So we out to the Wormcoil. The Wormcoil traded with our food token. The Psychic Frog draws us a card. You better believe I'm hard casting. Oh, I can't cast the Master of Death because of the frickin'. Oh. Beats. The beats. I'm going to play my Polluted Delta. Just because I need to hold that for the Force of Will, right? It's really, like, it's like the most negligent play ever to come off a Force of Will there. Especially in the face of people tapping Workshops every turn. I thought it was good manners for them to, like, stop doing that. This is 7 mana. I imagine we're pitching our Master of Death distressingly. Waiting for opponent to cast their spell. it's the infiltrator thing, I've got to counter it, right? Yeah, it's the infiltrator. So it's, everyone's hellbent. We've got an Oko and a Frog. The fact that this doesn't create the tokens until it's in play is problematic. Like if it copied the spell, then squad's kind of busted, right? But the fact that it's just when it enters the battlefield, you get the tokens, that's really not very good. Maybe it's fine, but it's not, as impressive. I'm going to Deathrite the opponent with my Force of Will. I'll pay black, sure. Not correct, but I should have undone. But they are on 0 cards over there. And there we go, Trophyville. Obviously Hollow Trophy based on the round 3 where our opponent timed out, but still, we can call it a trophy. And this was Fair Bazaar. So put forward by Fabio. And I think it ran pretty well. We won a lot of games. I felt like I was coming away from this Bazaar package more and more in a lot of the games. I obviously enjoyed having Bazaar in my deck. We did do some Bazaaring. But yeah, I can't decide whether Bazaar was fine or Bug was just the bug elements were just good in a lot of those games. The Okos out of the sideboard seemed great. The Abrupt Decays were very good when we cast them, but my big concern about them was casting them. And that's been my overarching concern about this deck, just looking at it, is the 4 Bazaars means we're actually only on 13 lands plus these guys, so it is 17 lands, right? We've kind of got to get Deathrite Shaman into play because we've only actually got like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue sources without a Deathrite. That's not very many when you start casting Frogs, Walks, and Ancestrals. But yeah, no, it was pretty good fun. Deathrite Shaman was good. Sneaky Snacker turned up in some spots. I believe we got to Surveil too, despite the fact that we did Surveil incorrectly. That's quite cool. And the Loam edition I quite liked. I'm sure there's a different land suite because I've got a sideboard Wasteland and a main deck Boseiju. I'm sure we can do that differently. But I think it played well. I think it's interesting. I think we can definitely explore some more. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time with, who knows, a deck with Bazaar, I guess. Peace out.